situation. We got another one out here in Los Angeles with the TWolves coming to town, taking care of business against the Lakers, 117-95. Jaden McDaniels finishes with 25 and 9. Ant, 22 points. Naz Reid, 23 points off the bench. They had 21 threes, Minnesota did. Yep, that's a franchise playoff record. Luka did have 37, but the score is the score, Boogie, and I'm wondering how embarrassing a loss is that to come out and do that in the first one.
I mean, obviously, it's embarrassing. Nobody wants to lose at home like that. But it is one game. It's also the Lakers with, you know, two guys that we've seen do this at a high level many, many times in LeBron James and Luka. So is it time to panic? Absolutely not. But no one wants to start this series off in that way. Obviously, you want to set the tone early, jump out early on teams. But I don't think this is a moment of panic. I think we'll see a better showing from the Lakers. I definitely think we'll see a better showing from LeBron James. And, you know, as far as Luka, was Nico wrong? Was Nico wrong?
Well, we pick.
Yes, because he's in Cancun right now.
Nobody goes.
I mean,
we did pick this series to go 7
games,
though. We picked this one to go 7 anyway.
But Luka has 37 and 1 assist, and they
just lost by 30 to the Grizzlies. How good is their defense now? The Mavs.
I mean, yeah.
How dare you?
I mean, it's basketball. I think the Timberwolves were a more physical team. They had 6 different guys that at least make 1 3-pointer. You got 23 points off the bench, and Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels did his thing. He was a presence on both sides of the ball. They got 25 points out of him. Like, they played the game that we thought they were capable of playing. They went in there and won. And I love the messaging coming out of Minnesota all week. They knew they were the underdogs. They owned it. They repped it. They wore it like they were proud to be the underdogs. Then they came in LA and they represented and they did just that. They were the more physical team. They played faster. They played harder. On every missed shot that the Lakers missed, they ran every single time. Mm-hmm. They weren't scared of these guys. And we know that LA can play a lethargic game sometimes. They like to walk the ball up the court, get into their sets. They'll take their chances in the transition as much as they can. But Minnesota just trumped them and had a better game plan in game 1. I'm sure these guys they'll retool and come back and make their adjustments. But you got to give credit to Minnesota when it's due.
And this is exactly why I hated this matchup for the Lakers, because Lakers are really good small ball. They're really good when they put LeBron James at the 5. The Timberwolves are better with their small ball lineup. They put Naz Reid at the 5. They put McDaniels at the 4. They offset everything the Lakers do great when they take Rudy Gobert out and they go small. So what they do best is also what the Timberwolves do best, and they defend better, and they get out in the fast break and score more points better. They had more second chance points. They had more points in the paint. They dominated them in the fast break. They killed them every category offensively. And they can slow them down, defend, and switch everything and be physical with them. So I hated this matchup from the jump from them, but they do have to be better defensively. I think they shot 51% from the field and 50 from 3. You're gonna win. You're gonna win most games when you shoot that high of a clip.
Play with purpose. Yeah. They just play with purpose. They knew that their backs were against the wall. They knew they were the underdogs. And it's nothing like going on the road and just believing in yourself and having that us versus everybody mentality. And that's what you saw. And again, they got a lot of great production on the offensive side of the basketball from guys that you particularly wouldn't expect them to give you the numbers that they gave you. Now, do you expect McDaniels to have another 25? Probably not. But on the defensive end, he's still going to be there. He's still going to be a hard-nosed defender, still going to make it difficult for LeBron or Luka, whatever matchup that he get. And when they go to small ball, they got a lot of like-sized guys that can guard at those positions to keep fresh bodies on Luka and LeBron. And that's what they showed.
I don't know what kind of sorcery this is, by the way, but WrestleMania Night 1, that's right, shout out. There were 2 dudes holding a Naz Reid giant sign the entire night, and then he comes out with 23 points. So that's chef's kiss. J.J. Redick, obviously, this was not the outcome that he was probably hoping for. Magic Johnson also came out and was a bit critical of Redick, saying that he didn't do a good job in the first game. There were no real adjustments that were being made, and J.J. said they weren't ready for the physicality, Lou. I don't know how that happens, or is it just a nice way of saying the team was soft? What does that mean?
That can be a nice way of saying that. But again, they just didn't meet the level of intensity that Minnesota brought. And I heard it in Ant-Man's voice when he said that everybody expects us to lose. I get that. When you have somebody look straight in the camera and say, "I get that," that should ring the alarm. Like that should show you some red flags. And again, when you say soft, I feel like Minnesota just played with purpose. They wanted all 50-50 balls. They didn't allow offensive rebounds to be a factor in this game. They gave them one shot at the rim. Those are the small details in playoff basketball that wins you games, and they were able to do it.
Do you follow Magic Johnson on Twitter?
He's amazing.
You gotta give him a follow. It's unbelievable, the stuff he puts
It's worth
out.
it, Boogie. It's totally worth it. I recommend.
It's ridiculous.
Some of it's just matter, like the sky is blue today, and I love every time he does it. It's fantastic. No, what were you going to say, Lou? Oh, not you. You weren't talking. Chandler, you were about to say something about that.
No, again, I just think this is a matchup nightmare for them. I think what they do best is it's kind of offsets them. And we talked about Julius Randle having a big series, but then Jaden McDaniels steps up, and then Naz Reid goes bananas. And again, Julius Randle also had 7 turnovers. They can be better, too, which is scary for the Timberwolves. So the Lakers are going to clean things up just like these other series. They lost home court. They go win game 2. It's all square. It's all back. So there's no reason to panic now, but this is definitely eye-opening. I just don't know as a team how you're not expecting their physicality. Like, you planned for this, you played them all year long. This is who they are, so that to me doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense.
I think it also shines a light on what the Lakers have been missing since this trade has went down, which is bigs. Obviously, the Minnesota Timberwolves have plenty of bigs that they can, continue to go throughout the game. And with the Lakers, that's something they really lack. And also with lacking bigs, they lack experience with the bigs they do have. So I can see that also being a glaring problem with them moving forward.
Chandler, explain to me, Luka, 37 points, 1 assist. That make sense for me.
That's not enough. And he even said that afterwards. Obviously, he had a big game offensively, and the way they're guarding him, you can get 2 different kind of versions of Luka. When he first got there, you could tell he was more passive. He was getting everybody involved. He can go and get 40 every single night, but I think the best version of him is to get everybody involved, make sure Austin Reeves is getting his touches, find Rui when he's open in the corner, so he does have to do a better job of this. But I don't mind this version of him. They need him. You don't want to rely on a 40-year-old LeBron James to go get 30. Luka has to be aggressive. Yeah, he's got to get everybody involved and make sure everyone's touching it and the ball is moving on offense, but I don't mind this version of him getting to the free throw line. What was he? He was 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 12 of 22, 50% from the three-point line. Like, what else? I'd like to see him have 6, 7, 8 assists, but also he made some good passes. Guys didn't knock down shots, but 1 assist is not enough.
I mean, they're on the road, but that first game, getting that out of the way with a win, has got to be a bit of a confidence boost. And we mentioned Ant's numbers were not the best number he's ever had, not awful, and then Julius Randle's. So I'm wondering, Boogie, how confident the Timberwolves are now heading into the second one.
I think they're very confident. Like you said, they didn't have their best showing, and they still came out and beat the Lakers at home. If I'm the Timberwolves, if I'm in that locker room, my confidence is high. I think the momentum is in our favor, and, at this point, we just want to come out and have an even better showing. And I feel like things will go in the Timberwolves' favor. So I'm pretty sure their confidence is really high. But also on the other end with the Lakers, I'm pretty sure, they're now moving with urgency. They realize what they're matched up against. They realize that this team is coming in with a lot more confidence than they expected. So now it's time to, hit that urgency button and really turn up the pressure. So I think this game 2 is going to be really, really exciting.
If I know Anthony Edwards like I think I do, he's thinking get game 2 and let's go sweep them at home. Like that's how confident that dude is and this team is right now.
Because they're ready to fight. That's a dangerous team. Like, again, offensive rebounding, 50-50 balls, allowing a team to get 1 shot at the basket. Like, that's just mental toughness. Give these guys credit, and they are down to fight. They are down to mix it up. They down for a physical game. Even when everything doesn't go their way on the offensive end, they can be inefficient. They can have turnovers, but they're going to keep coming, keep playing with force. That's going to be the problem that the Lakers are going to – come on, stay with me. That's going to be the problem. That's going to be the problem that the Lakers are going to have in this series. Like, no matter how bad Minnesota plays, they play hard as hell.
We're going to take a quick break.
Is that all that did?
There are a couple other games in the West that we can get to, talk about, and react to. We'll be right back.
Run it up, run it back, yeah. Run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back.